peoples, and my plant people. So, it's your boy, I'm back once again. Thank you all for subscribing, commenting down below. And if you ain't part of the family, what's going on? What's good, right? But today I got a pretty short one. So I'm just gonna pretty much show you some plants that I'm actually surprised are growing, because it's been a minute since I've seen them grow, or they like died back and they kind of like a stump type thing or whatnot, or I just need to show them some love, and because I'm showing them some love, they starting to grow. So one way or the other, they showing you, boy, much love back. So the first one that I got up today is my Philodendron squamous. So I believe I got this one sometime last year. It's still kind of in the same potting medium as I got it in before. I just kind of stuck it in here because I didn't really think it was gonna live, but it actually showed me. So it used to grow at the top, which I thought was gonna do something, but nah, it stopped, and then it just grew from the bottom or whatnot. So maybe there's like a bud down there, and I really thought it was a gunner because it would give me a leaf. One leaf would brown off, and then I would somewhat get a new leaf, and then that one browned off. I don't know what it was. These fuzzy petiole looking philodendron, those are probably the hardest ones for me, not gonna lie to you. But I thought, what the heck, whatever. It had 2 leaves at the time. So I just kind of left it there, and I just put it in this little pot. This is that IKEA 4-ling pot or whatnot. So typically I'll just put water in there and it'll hydrate it that way. I just kind of bottom water it. I don't even kind of move it out of my IKEA greenhouse, and that's where it's located right now. So after this, I'm definitely gonna put it back, probably water it because it does look a little dry, but after that, just leave it, you know what I mean? So what surprised me is that it grew from the bottom, and that leaf is actually pretty gorgeous, if I may say so myself. That bottom, it has that squamous brownish tint, brownish reddish tint under the bottom, and that thing is actually gorgeous. And then that top leaf is actually pretty impeccable, pretty clean, which is pretty crazy because yeah, like I said, these right here usually just kind of do their own thing. And then what's actually more surprising is that there is another leaf right there. So I'm pretty surprised at it. I'm gonna leave it where it is in the grow tent, because it's getting, not grow tent, in my IKEA greenhouse. And I'm just gonna leave it where it is because it's loving life. So I'm gonna leave it alone. But yeah, these fuzzy petiole ones, like what I really want is that serpent. But I feel like if I can't get this one together, I'm definitely not buying a serpent. I think it came down in price, but I still think you gotta hit about 100 maybe. So yeah, I don't want to really pay, you know, $100 or more for something that I can't keep, like a $50 or something. Because I believe I got this as like a cutting. Yeah, I got this as a cutting from, I have her on there, Dharma Gardens. She sells like cuttings and other plants or whatnot, and then I'll drop her information down. I found her through Facebook Market, no, a Facebook plant group. I'm not on Facebook anymore. Like I have the app, but I don't. Well, I am like still like I have an account with Facebook, but I don't go on it. Like I deleted the app. Like I don't show it no love, not at all. So yeah, I just kind of like left it alone. But this right here, like I said, I've had this for a year, so maybe about at least 3 or 4 leaves have grown on here, but it's looking really healthy. Like that petiole is looking super healthy, that red petiole. So I'm gonna go water it, or I'm gonna put some water in there and let it do what it do, and then I'm gonna leave it alone because this right here is very finicky. So I'm gonna just leave it where it is, and hopefully maybe some more leaves will come out. Maybe it'll surprise me. I'm not gonna change the condition in which it is. When it finds a good condition, man, just leave it like it is, you know what I mean? Like, It ain't that deep, you feel me? What I may do, because there actually is a growth point right there. I don't know if you can see that little growth point. It's kind of like right there. What I may do is actually cut this off right here and prop it, see if that grows something. That'd be pretty dope, to tell you the truth. If I can get that to grow, that'd be pretty sick. I'm pretty good at props. I need to do like a prop video, show you like my prop bins and how I kind of got it set up, but that'll be on another day. I'm gonna keep on rolling. So my next plant that I have is this either Aurora or sorterini or something like that. I first learned about this plant through what's her name, on Planned Parenthood, Charmaine, which I absolutely love her Instagram. And then I found from her Instagram, her YouTube or whatnot. So if you're not watching Unplanned Parenthood, I don't know what to tell you, but she's absolutely funny. But she had like pretty much like a garden of it or whatnot. So when I actually got a chance to get a cutting of it, I got it, and it wasn't doing so good, as it kind of it's not doing the best it could, but it's doing better. So I repotted it, put it on a sphagnum pole, and put it in this like what is it called, a parfait mix or whatnot. So it has lick at the bottom with some like chunky soil, and then of course the sphagnum moss pretty much stayed wet because I have the sphagnum moss, the pole, the D-shaped pole all the way down into the leca, so the leca keeps this hydrated. As you can kind of see, that's hydrated, which is really good. I'm not sure if there is there? No, okay. But I do see that there is a new leaf there, which is pretty great, because I think I actually lost a leaf maybe a month ago from the bottom. And this one is pretty much yellow and off right here. So it's good to see that this one is growing. So I was actually pretty surprised to see that one growing. And I have it sitting up here pretty much kind of like right under the light. So maybe that does something for it, as well as fertilized water, because you know I'm using like the CalMag and everything I do, and then I use the hydroponics mix, which if you haven't seen a hydroponic mix, I have a Leca What Is It video, so definitely catch that vibe. But yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised at this, so I know that this is gonna look really great because the nodes are like really close, which is what I mean is the growth pattern is like really close. So when it started to grow and it started to kind of like stack on each other, man, that's gonna look really dope. So I was actually surprised that this kept growing because it was really dying leaf by leaf. So I thought it was just gonna die back, but I mean, it got me. So next on my list, and I bought this from Eco General down in Orlando. This is the Monstera, and I have to sound this out, Acocogenesis, Monstera Acocogenesis. And this plant, when it grows up a lot bigger in size, it looks really great, especially like the fenestrations and stuff like that. And this is of course like a young one, so I got it at a pretty good price down in Eco General. So surprisingly, this thing is actually pretty difficult. I'm pretty okay with Monsteras. Let me hold that comment until I show y'all this next Monstera that I got. But so I had it in I think I had it in like a leca mix or a water mix or something like that, and it kind of wasn't really doing good. So I actually repotted it. I used Lex's Plant Life Lex. I used her potted medium and used my own mix for the pole or whatnot. This is her pole and her cup, so I'll put those down in the description. I believe this is the 4-inch. Yeah, I think that this is the 4-inch. So I actually cut this plant in two just to see if I can get something valuable out of it. And if you can kind of see on the actual pole, it's kind of like a green little leaf coming out right there, which is pretty dope because I actually just cut this maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I really thought that this was a goner because it's browning and stuff like that, which is kind of crazy because it doesn't have any bugs on it. You know, I like checked it, you know how I do. And I don't know, maybe I just wasn't giving it the right conditions. But since I cut it 2 weeks ago and rooted it in that rooting hormone stuff or whatnot, and I put it on this pole. It seemed to be loving life. I can consistently water this maybe every other day, so maybe that's what it likes. And then the roots are in this mix, so it gets to breathe at the same time. And sometimes I put like a little water in there, so it keeps the pole wet, and it also keeps the soil, not the soil, but the potted medium mix wet. And this, I don't believe have any soil in it. I think it just has like, it's like probably like some fir bark, some perlite, some, what's that, black charcoal in there. Probably some cocoa husk in there. Cocoa husk is really good. And then in the pole, I probably got all that and some leca. So it's living life. I have it on the shelf behind me. So I'm gonna keep it there because it's growing. I'm not gonna bother it. I typically just take this and my Glorious, which I named Lex, because that's the first plant that I bought from her. I typically just take these two, just water them probably like every other day. And it seems to love it. So if you have one of these, definitely put it on a pole. Monstera acocogenus. I think that's how you say it. I'm gonna just stick with that. But yeah, it's looking pretty good right now. So, I mean, maybe not the leaf damage, but it's growing. So I'm pretty happy about it. It actually was growing in the pole, so I had to kind of like take it out the pole and redo it. So we're doing good right now. So the next two plants that I'm gonna show you is the Monstera Thai. So I actually have two cuttings of this. One of these is a TC cut of it, and one of them was sold to me by Plant Daz, and I think I talked about him before. Him and his husband, they both sell plants and whatnot, but he wanted to really get rid of this, and I think I bought it for maybe about $165 or something like that. And it came with this nice little pot and really good potted medium. So this, and I believe y'all seen this. I said I was gonna show this plant some love. And because I have been, I like pretty much cut that leaf off that was like looking real bad. And look at this job right here. Right, so it's growing out of the other leaf, which is like, it's blowing my mind. I don't know if it's blowing y'all mind, but like, look at that. Like something is still growing out of there. So I'm pretty excited about that. I typically, because this is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Chunky mix. This get dry pretty quickly. So along with the Glorious that I named Lex and the Monstera acocogenesis, I water this one pretty much typically all the time. It's in a clay pot, so it's gonna soak up a lot of water. And then because there's not like, probably no soil in here, I can probably water this maybe once a day, and it won't stay like super wet or whatnot. It'll stay like a little moist, but it won't stay super wet. So yeah, I typically water these like every other day or whatnot. So yeah, or just when I remember it, stuff like that. I like clean the leaves off and everything like that, because I think what it was I definitely wasn't watering it, and then I wasn't cleaning the leaves off. So I think that's what it is. So this is my first Thai. So this is my second Thai here. As you see, I still got it in a pot medium, which I bought it. I believe I bought this maybe during the summer last year. There was an Eco General pop-up, and there were also other people out there selling. And I saw this Thai Constellation out before I got that one. And I was like, oh man, Thais cost a lot of money. So I saw this one and he was selling it for like $100 or something like that. So I definitely jumped on it and was like, you know, I'm good with taking small plants and like taking my time. I got a lot of patience. Plants definitely teach you patience, if anything else. So this right here is kind of like sphagnum moss and perlite. And as you can see, it kind of just growing out of the bottom. The way that I have my IKEA soccer, my first one, is I pretty much have like this like green sphagnum moss down at the bottom. So it's kind of like growing in there, which is pretty cool because I actually put water in the sucker. So that's how this stays wet or whatnot. And then as you kind of see, those roots are pretty good in there. So I just kind of keep it in there, and I just water it in time. But to see that this leaf is growing, I haven't seen a leaf grow on this in probably months. I think this plant takes a long time to grow. You can correct me down in the bottom and tell me your experience for sure. But this seems to grow pretty slowly. So I was just really surprised to see this one happen. So between these two ties, I mean, you know, I'm pretty happy for sure. I can't wait till this get bigger than this or whatnot, and then I'll repot it. I'd say maybe another like 4 or 5 leaves. Maybe I might take it out of it where it just seems like it looks ridiculous. But right now, this is a Thai constellation that is TC'd. So that's tissue culture. It's pretty much taking a leaf and dissecting it, and they do this whole little scientific thing, and the leaf pretty much develops or whatnot. So a plant develops out of the leaf or whatnot. That's kind of like my understanding of it. And I actually like TC plants. I don't mind them. I think it helps with bringing down the price of very expensive plants, because the Thai constellation can be very expensive, as well as the Monstera albo. When I first started, like I said, these plants made about two and a half years ago. That Monstera Thai constellation was like $600, almost like $200 per leaf, which was pretty insane. It's probably still that high. The Thai constellation, maybe not the elbow, but the Thai constellation is pretty expensive. So I'm pretty happy to have 2 of them. And I just started my, I'm 2 years in, so I can definitely wait. You know what I mean? I'm not losing any love on these plants, so I'm pretty good at it, or I'm pretty good with it. So definitely surprised to see this, because these things grow very, very slow. If y'all have any tips or tricks to kind of maybe speed this thing up or something like that, definitely drop the comment down below. Tell me how your Thai is looking, or how you, how do you take care of your Thai, because I'm always into learning something new. And another thing that I like about this Thai is that it's not going to lose variegation. Kind of like the elbow will lose its variegation if you don't have it in the right positions or whatnot. But this Thai constellation is going to keep its Thai constellation, and that's why I really love this one as opposed to the elbow. The elbow has a special place in my heart for sure, but this one is pretty dope itself. So the last plant that I have here is my Cebu blue Pothos, and I think from the beginning, from the jump, I love this plant just because of the look of it, and I knew like it was a Pothos, so I was like, okay, it would be easy to grow. It wasn't at first for me. I think that this plant definitely has a different temperament than like the golden Pothos or the green Pothos or something like that. But when I learned how to pretty much control it, as you kind of see, I'll pick this up. I'm doing a lot better at it right now. So I stuck maybe about 4 or 5 different Cebu blue cuttings in there. And as you kind of see, it's growing really amazing. Like you can see, roots are climbing all the way around it, which is really good, and that's really what you want. So I put it on a stake because I'm pretty lazy, as y'all kind of see, and it grew very long leaves or whatnot, way bigger leaves. And one of the most surprising ones, of course, is this one. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know what my video is, but we'll kind of lean it down in there. So that leaf right there is really huge. I would say it's maybe about 2 or 3 inches or whatnot. Though it started growing pretty big leaves, maybe about midway up, that leaf there is the most surprising to me. So I think what I want to do is cut this back and put it on another pole. Kind of cut this whole thing back really and put it on another pole so I can get even bigger leaves. If I find a photo, I'll put maybe the biggest Cebu blue leaf I found on there. I think one thing that this plant loses is this like blue sheen. Right now it has like, you know, like a little blue sheen to it. I think when it gets bigger and it starts to like fenestrate and stuff like that, I think it loses the color to it. But right now, as you can kind of see, it still has that like blue sheen to it, and that thing is pretty gorgeous. I probably won't cut it off until it gets to like the very top, which will probably be, it'll probably give me a leaf like every 2 weeks. I would say maybe every 2 weeks. I would say probably every 2 weeks. So it grows pretty fast. Maybe 2 or 3 leaves in a month. Maybe 2 or 3 leaves in a month. So it grows pretty fast. And I just take this plant tape ultimately and just hit it here. So it just seems, so the plant seems like it's climbing or whatnot. And that's really what you essentially want to do. So I just kind of take, like, this is the lowest tape right here. I'll just take this and just go to the next one or whatnot. So I have about 5 different, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so about 6 of them. Okay. And then, yeah, that's just how I'm rocking right now. So, yeah, those are my surprises. Definitely share with me some plants that are surprising you that haven't been growing for a minute and now is good, you know. I know we're about to get into that spring life or whatnot. So I know a lot of these plants should definitely be flourishing a lot better. So over the winter, I got some good growth, but you know, I mean, this pretty much grew, but Pothos is just a different species, you feel me? So this one's been growing the whole time, and I love it, you know. I love it for me, and I love it for it. So definitely share with me down below what's some plants that's like surprising you right now. Like what's plants is like, you look like it died, but it's actually coming back, you feel me? Yeah, and I, you know, try to keep it short, so that's pretty much it right there. And I'm gonna cut out on that one, so definitely if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. Hit that notification bell so you know when your boy coming through. Comment down below. We got a little community down there. You might be some help down there, you know what I'm saying? So definitely look for the information with the community here, over here in this Jumanji jungle, you feel me? And as always, love, peace, and plants.